Welcome to NEXTGames high-tier mission battlefield series, this one covering the Savage. In this video, I'll go over the Savage battle strategy and give you an example of the fight against Tiamat in the Savage. We'll do all of this on the Ninja job with the Warrior sub-job. Welcome to the final video in the high-tier mission battlefield series. After this video, I will have covered all of the battlefields in the game. If you are having problems with any of the HTMB fights, be sure to check the corresponding video on my channel for tips and strategies. Now, Tiamat can be especially challenging as there are several aspects to the fight, many of which can quickly lead to your death if not done correctly. In this video, I'll try to touch upon everything going on in this fight so that you will be ready for whatever comes during your run. The fight is against Tiamat, who is a paladin type mob, so he has a ton of defense, and will use invincible sometime during the battle, normally around 20 to 30% hit points. He will start in standing mode, but at certain points he will also switch to flying mode. In standing mode, he will have access to all of his usual attacks, abilities, and spells. When he takes to the skies, he sticks to using a single target ranged attack that does about 500 damage and will ignore your shadows. When he's on the ground, the abilities you will see him use are Spike Flail, which is only used when the target is behind Ouryu, and it does massive AoE damage that will wipe all of your trust, and quite possibly you if you don't have Megawari up. Absolute Terror, which is single target terror, and it ignores your shadows. Typhoon Wing is an AoE ability that will do 300 to 800 damage to everyone in range, and wipe your shadows, as well as slow you. Goetic Breath is a breath attack that will do cold damage that is worst directly in front of Tiamat. Therefore, you want to stand on his paws or to his side. Horrid Roar is a single target, full dispel, and hate reset ability, and is the main reason we have Arc EV with us, so that if it's used on you, the hate goes to him, and if it's used on him, the hate goes back to you. You will also see him use the following spells when he is on the ground and in the sky. They include Stone Skin, Sloga, Stone 4, Stone 5, Stunga 3, and Stone Shot, which can do upwards of 2000 AoE damage, so do be careful. Breika is definitely the most concerning spell here, as it is an AoE petrification spell that will last 30 to 60 seconds, and if no one resists it, especially one of your white mages, this will normally lead to a wipe, so you definitely want to use caution. Now when he takes to the sky, he will spawn 2 elementals, which both have access to the same spells that he does, and they will each begin casting one of those spells as soon as they appear. This is the most critical part of this fight, as if not done quickly enough, you will often die on this difficulty right here during this phase during all of these castings. You need to immediately weapon skill on one of these 2 elementals to proc it and freeze it. You then need to immediately switch to the other elemental, and then weapon skill it before the skill chain window closes on the first one, to proc it and freeze it as well. If done correctly, Tiamat will immediately land and allow you to continue the fight. Now you don't want to go back to fighting Tiamat right away, because you want to be able to use this trick on the next time as well, so you want to make sure you kill both these elementals and then get back to doing damage to Tiamat. Now I do something new in this run. I use a Great Katana and Tachi Eiga during this fight to lower Tiamat's defense at 2 different points. It boosts weapon skill damage during those times that it's up, from the 4000 damage range up to the 6,000 to 7,000 damage range, so it's a pretty good increase. However, due to all the flying around that Tiamat does, it isn't really used to the greatest benefit in this run. However, keep this technique in mind on other NMs who have high defense. To use this technique, switch to your Great Katana and build to 3000 TP, or 2750 with the Moodshade Earring, and use Tachi Eiga to lower the mob's defense for up to 3 minutes. Then switch back to your katanas and get back to work. I use a strong accuracy/magic accuracy weapon skill set for Eiga to make sure it lands. Note, on lesser mobs, you can simply build TP to about 1000 and normally still land the defense down debuff. Now during this fight, I am using Arc EV to help tank when he uses Horrid Roar, Joachim for marches, Arcelia for haste, and Monborough and Sylvie for cures. Now make sure to use Ninja's Blind, Paralyze, and TP reduction in Feebles. Note Slow will not land, and use Inin and Yonin and your other hate spells to control hate and allow Arc EV to tank as much as possible while still maintaining a close amount of hate. Kaka should be up at all times. Let's go ahead and take down Tiamat on very difficult. And that concludes walkthrough and guides on not only Tiamat, but all of the HTMBs in Final Fantasy XI. I hope everyone has found these guides useful. I've definitely enjoyed making them. I may make some future guides on HTMBs on how to beat these on some different jobs, but for this time, this will conclude the series. I really appreciate all the support and views I've gotten my channel over these last 2 years. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Stay safe and stay healthy out there.